What is up guys, JPR Tech here, and today I'm going to be doing a follow-up video on my last video, which I was doing a comparison shooting full frame mode with a crop lens camera versus shooting in crop mode, which we all know the Sony full-size sensor cameras have a crop mode to use with your crop sensor lenses, or if you just want to do a pre-post cropped in the camera. Well, in the videos, we all notice that shooting in full frame mode and then cropping in post render better, higher quality videos. So is that also applied to the stills? That's what we're going to compare. So let's head over to the Capture One 11 software by Sony, and here I got a bunch of stills that I took off my desk, and we're going to compare the various mode. And on the screen, as you can see, there is the settings that I'm shooting at. So the first shot is using just a 60mm f2.8 pancake with the backplate on in crop mode. So this is the default settings that your camera will shoot at if you put a sensor lens on it. And as you can see, yeah, the picture has nice colors, good contrast, and sharpness all around. Not bad. But if we were to shoot in full frame mode, of course we got the vignetting as we did in the videos as well, but are we able to crop in and get better quality? So first we're just gonna zoom in and see that yes, indeed it is a lot sharper than the previous JPEG mode, which is with the previous crop mode. So you can definitely see a lot higher quality in the fonts writing shooting full frame. And then so what you can do is, once we crop, so this is the same picture I cloned, so I did a variant clone here and then I just cropped. So we just cut the vignetting, and there we go. So this is full frame and we crop manually. Now let's compare that to our first shot. So this is the first crop mode straight from the camera, and this is cropping manually in post. And as you can see, it's very evident that we have a lot more area, a lot more field of view shooting full frame mode. But what we're curious to see is how much quality, what is the difference. So if we crop in both of them, yeah, we can still see a big difference shooting in crop mode and full frame mode. Even the font on the screen is a lot sharper shooting in full frame mode. So if you have the patience to do the work afterwards in post, it looks like shooting full frame renders better quality, just like in the video side. Now, another test I was interested and curious on doing is removing that backplate. Now, here is straight crop mode without the backplate, and what the backplate is, I showed in the last video. Removing it in the video gave us a wider field of view. So will the shooting full frame also apply the same? So let's go over to our crop mode and compare that to the full frame here on the right. So here's the full frame, the left is the crop mode, and let's crop in and see the differences. And again, the full frame mode renders a lot cleaner shadows, a lot of details on the contrast area, and even the font on the screen is a lot sharper in the full frame mode. So it is worth going to the trouble of shooting in full frame and then cropping in post. So what if we were to compare this shot to the the manual crop that we do? And again, I believe the result is the same. We will see a better, cleaner shadow areas and contrast all over the frame. And the added benefit is that if we go down to the corner, so on the crop mode this is as far down as we go, but on the full frame mode we still get a little bit more play. So they're making that shooting full frame mode is definitely worth going for. Now I'm gonna stick the 0.75 converter, UltraWide Converter, and let's do the same comparison. So if we go back to the beginning, this is a crop mode with the 16mm and the converter, and the backplate is back on. So this is what you get straight off the camera default. Now we're gonna go over to the full frame mode, and already the mess on the floor is starting to show up. And if we crop that, we still get a wider range view. So let's go back to the crop mode and let's compare that to the full frame after being cropped. And it's pretty close actually. We only benefited just a few pixels. So I don't know if it's worth taking out the back. I don't know if it's worth it, but yeah, we definitely seen a lot better, a lot more field of view, and of course the quality as well. If we zoom in 100%, again, better shadows, a lot sharper, more details everywhere, all across the center. And if we go to the corners, it's more of the same thing. And actually the line on the full frame seems to be a lot straighter than in crop mode, so even distortion might be better in full frame. So that's pretty interesting. And now what I'm curious to find out is if removing that backplate is worth. Now this is the native crop mode with the UltraWide converter, and on the right we have the full frame mode with the converter, and it's already cropped in post. A lot wider field of view. We can even see the corner of the ceiling up there creeping in. But let's check out the quality in the center, and that's the most important thing. And again, we're rendering pretty good clean shadows on the full frame mode, whereas the JPEG you're starting to see breaking up a little bit. Details, the shadows are kind of grainy, so definitely it is worth while shooting in full frame and then in post doing a little extra work. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna compare the full frame mode with the backplate, and then we're gonna compare that to the full frame mode without the backplate. So this with the backplate, this without the backplate. Does the vignetting get any better? And if we look down at the corners, actually I see no difference whatsoever. Oh well, actually yeah, you might see a little bit more vignetting there, but it's not that big of a difference actually. I don't see any immediate benefits from removing the backplate. Now let's try that same test with the UltraWide converter, and this time we can see some slight improvement in the vignetting in the corners, but that all depends on the crop, how much you're willing to crop. But there are no immediate benefits from removing that plate. So there we go. This is a quick comparison of shooting full frame versus the crop mode. I hope this video was beneficial for you guys. Let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe to get notified for future videos, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Peace.